Really excited for today's Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jay Senior. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic weekend. And if you're spending time with your families, hope you're enjoying your family time because it is very precious during the holiday season. Today's show, it's all about you. We opened up the floor. We allowed you to ask us questions. So let's dive into those without further ado. Elijah Stovall, our Super Chat MVP here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. What are the chances that Darren Sproles will come out of retirement to be our punt returner? So in case y'all missed it last week, we talked about it here on the show. Darren Sproles told Kay Adams that he thinks that he can still play as a punt returner and do kind of what Eric Weddle did last year with the Los Angeles Rams. Come out of retirement just in time for a playoff run to try to lift that team to a Super Bowl. Darren Sproles did say, I'd like to come out of retirement. I could still be a punt returner, and mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles as a potential possibility for a team that he could come out of retirement for to help them with their special teams unit. And up to this point, Elijah, you know it, I know it, everybody who watches this team closely knows it, that Britton Covey hasn't gotten the job done. Every time he returns a kick or a punt, my dude looks as though he's a fly that gets hit with the fly swatter. He just doesn't have the physical nature to run over guys in the NFL, and he gets seemingly crushed on every return. And he's been very, very average returning the ball throughout his career that's lasted in his debut season. So if Darren Sproles shows that he can still move those feet really quickly, and my man can still be an elite punt returner in this league, if you want to go after Darren Sproles to give you some punt return opportunities just in the playoffs, and you're very, very certain that his rustiness, so to speak, won't lend to him maybe coughing up the football, I'd be down. I had campaigned for Deshaun Jackson earlier in the year. Darren Sproles, he's still out there. D-Jack, he's with the Baltimore Ravens now. A $10 donation coming in from our guy, Flipping the Bird 85. Appreciate that super chat, my guy. Sup, Chase? Get Trey Sermon on the field. He can be our battering ram running back. By the way, I was the winner of the B-Dog helmet on Sunday. Thank you so much. Go Birds. Yo, that's sick. Flipping the Bird 85, congratulations to you, and thanks for being an awesome super chatter here on the show. So Flipping the Bird 85 was our winner of the autographed Brian Dawkins helmet, and it was an awesome giveaway that we had. That's why you subscribe and you watch our content. As for Trey Sermon, I'd like to see him get on the field, but there's something fishy going on with Trey Sermon. Last year, 2021 draft, selected by the San Francisco 49ers in the third round out of Ohio State. He also played with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma before transferring to the Buckeyes. Had a great college career, some really huge performances, didn't do anything with San Francisco. Also was banged up last year. The Niners general manager, John Lynch, had said he just wasn't acclimated with the NFL level. Struggled in the preseason with the Niners. That's why they cut him. Then the Eagles picked him up. He actually looked okay against the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier this year on limited carries. Can he be that short yardage back? I'm not sure, because he does have the size to be that, but when I've seen him play in the NFL, he's played a lot smaller than he actually is. Cool Reigns, who needs a big game against the Green Bay Packers? The defensive line. I want to see Fletcher Cox come back with a vengeance. 2 weeks ago against Washington, I was sick about his performance. Brandon Graham has never sacked Aaron Rodgers throughout his entire career. Can he finally break that streak and get after 12? Put the Packers to bed. Put the nail in the coffin. Get the job done and end their season on Sunday Night Football and continue to build your lead in the NFC East and in the NFC. Make sure you come out for our watch party and hang out with us on Sunday Night Football. We'll be going live at 7:50 p.m. Eastern for a 30-minute pregame show. What we like to tell y'all about our watch parties, it's the best place to experience the game outside of being at the actual game. Last week, 400 new subscribers, 40,000 views throughout the day. We gave away a Brian Dawkins autographed helmet. As I just said, we put all of these names on these Rocky gloves because the Birds had to fight back from that first loss to Washington, and they did against the Colts, fighting back in that game from down 10. And the level of excitement, the camaraderie that we have as a Fly Eagles Fly family, it's unmatched out there. We get hype. We go through the emotional roller coaster together. I hope you all join us for a Sunday Night Football watch party right here on Eagles Now. Another $5 donation coming in from Lion Fighter X, a.k.a. LFX. Late to the party, work was nuts. We need a new return man ASAP. Appreciate you tuning in, my guy, and hope work went well. Hopefully you don't have to work for the Thanksgiving holiday and you get to hang out, kick your feet up, and watch some Eagles football, and of course our Eagles Now content. New return man, could it be Darren Sproles? Options out there, extremely limited. And that's the problem with Philadelphia right now. Britton Covey is at least sure-handed after earlier in the year dropped a couple of punts with nobody around him, but he has to be better in picking up yards to put this offense in a position to have more advantageous field position because that takes pressure off that offensive unit. Parlay, this is interesting. I love how our coaching staff at least knows the team's weakness. More senior advisors like Vic Fangio, who I think no doubt has helped out Jonathan Gannon this year. The defensive turnaround has been insane from last year to this year, and I think Vic Fangio has helped out Jonathan Gannon, and then the adjustments that we've seen take place offensively this year and last year. I mean, last year, they tried to start the year with throwing the football a lot. They started off slow. Everybody was calling for Nick Sirianni's head. Then they tapped into the players and the strengths on the roster, and they became a run-heavy team. That's why they went on that tear to make the playoffs in the first year of a rebuild. So they have shown the ability to adjust on the fly, and that's what good coaching staffs do, and good businesses for that matter. If you want to bet on this game on Sunday Night Football, make sure you do so with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. 125% deposit bonus if you head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet, promo code Eagles125. The Birds, EAGLES, 7-point favorites against the Green Bay Packers. They're 9-1. The Packers are 4-7. Over under for Green Bay and the Birds, 46.5. Kickoff slated for 8:20 p.m. Eastern, but as I said, we'll be going live for our watch party starting at 7:50 p.m. Eastern for a 30-minute pregame show. Another real one chiming in, it's Iron Mizzle. Agree or not, we need to learn how to establish the run and play calling. It's been suspect on both sides of the ball. Trace, if you could pull up my keys to the game real quick. One of my keys to the game, I don't think the Eagles have been using Miles Sanders enough the last couple of weeks. I want to see, on top of all of these keys here, this one, Iron Mizzle, to answer your question. Run Miles Sanders a little bit more because the Green Bay Packers, 28th against the rush this year. They've been bad against the ground game, and that's what the Eagles can do well. And this is an Eagles offensive line that's kind of struggled the last couple of weeks. How do you get them confident? Moving downhill, moving forward, getting that ground and pound popping. Camden Redden, when does Jordan Davis come back? Immediately when he comes off IR. So he got injured against the Pittsburgh Steelers. What was that? Back in week 8. He has to miss 4 weeks, a minimum, when you get put on IR. But the expectation, and this was a report from Adam Schefter and everything that I've heard as well, looks as though Jordan Davis is going to come back when he's eligible to come off IR, which I think is next week, now that I think about it. So Jordan Davis expected to come back very, very soon. Now, I asked y'all to subscribe. I asked y'all to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I asked y'all to support the show. I also want to hear from you because I really enjoy hearing from you with your football intellect. Who will get the number 1 seed in the NFC? Look forward. Be the genie. Project forward. PHI for the Birds, MIN for the Minnesota Vikings, SF for the Niners, TB for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are currently the top 4 teams in the NFC right now. And on Sunday Night Football, when it's going to be nighttime, fittingly, the Eagles going to be rocking their black jerseys. These jerseys are fresh. Now, we've seen the black jerseys before. We have not seen the black helmets yet. The NFL had this dumbass rule where you could only have one helmet throughout the entire season. Finally, you can have duplicate helmets. So the Eagles, for the first time, will have black helmets with their all-black uniforms, and then next year, it's the Kelly Greens. Now, I'm asking you this question. I know Kelly Green would probably take the cake here, but it's not a jersey option this year for Philly. So the freshest Eagles jersey is right now, what? M for Midnight Green, W for the white unis, B for the black unis. Let me know, and appreciate all of you for chiming into our mailbag.